Hey, my name is William.
My name is Amy.
And together we are
SippyCupCoffee.
So this week we went to Lanoca in Ayden, North Carolina. And it's ran by the Wrights, Matthew and Sandy and little Mary Beth. So in this interview you're going to see Sandy and Mary Beth give us a little bit of history of Lanoca, what the name has come from, and you know, all the good stuff. And just to say, just a little heads up, Mary Beth knows a lot about the coffee business.
She's 9 years old and she could basically have a job. She should have a job.
She probably knows more than us,
yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, she's really smart. Very knowledgeable, impressive. Mary Beth, you're cool if you're watching this.
You're very cool.
Very cool.
All right, here they are.
You've read the story?
No, not at all.
Okay. His Aunt Nina lived on Lanoca Avenue in Laurinburg, which is the town we grew up in. And she would keep him, like on the weekends, his parents would go out to eat or on a date.
Yeah.
And they would go to the A&P, buy the bag of, like at Winn-Dixie, buy a bag of 8 o'clock coffee, put it in the big red grinder, take it back to her house and drink black coffee and watch Lawrence Welk.
Okay.
And so that's where he learned really to love coffee.
Right.
And so when he was trying to think of a name for the business, that's just what he kept coming back to.
Yeah.
Because coffee is about nostalgia a lot of times. It's what you think of as a good cup of coffee. So anyway, that's where she lived, on Lanoca Avenue.
Okay, so one day we were driving down the road, and I was like, you realize that all good companies have a mascot. Like Starbucks has the mermaid, Barnes & Noble has something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, probably a book or something. And like schools have some kind of animal that represents who they are. And I'm like, maybe we should get a mascot. And then this story is about Aunt Nina. There was this big oak tree in his yard, and there was a nest of baby squirrels. And one day they had to cut the oak tree down, and there was only one little baby squirrel left. And Aunt Nina took the squirrel and named him Frisky. And he actually lived to be about 13 years old, and she bottle fed him.
He was a baby. There's a picture in the tasting room of her bottle feed.
Next up is going to be Matthew Wright, and he's actually going to take us through the whole Lanoca bean roasting process. He's also going to show us some pour-over methods. He's going to show you what it should look like if they are fresh beans.
Got a good idea, this is more of a coffee institute than it is an actual coffee shop. So, you know, one of the things we try and educate people on too is the difference between strength versus roast level versus, because you'll have customers that, hey, well, I like that coffee, but I really need a stronger cup of coffee. Well, strength is, the roaster really doesn't control anything about strength. The roaster, you know, is controlling how dark the coffee gets, but as far as actual strength, and a lot of times, sometimes they'll conflate strength with the roast level and think that, oh, well, it's got to be a darker roast, so it's stronger. Coffee strength is really all about how much coffee is being used when it's brewed. This is called I'm saturating the coffee grounds for about 30 seconds so that they can bloom. You'll notice how the coffee grounds are swelling up with the moisture. This fresh coffee is degassing. That's some CO2 helping to push those up. But what else this is doing is it's getting all the coffee grounds an equal level of moisture, so that when you actually start brewing after about 30 seconds, that then you're getting an even extraction on that coffee. You're not getting the middle part of that coffee saturated, and it's brewing at a different rate than, say, the exterior of that coffee. So, but if you'll notice, as I start to pour this, it's almost like a crust is formed. The water's breaking. So as you're pouring, start in the middle and kind of work your way out and kind of work your way back in. You don't want to ever pour the coffee or pour the water directly onto the paper filter because you're going to have some water at that point that goes straight through the filter without interacting with the coffee grounds. I'm a true you know, artisanal micro roaster, because if I stood here all day and did nothing but roast, I could roast almost 100 pounds. Now a lot of guys will get started with the old school air popcorn poppers, but I did the electric ones. But I had the hand crate whirly pop stovetop popcorn pot, and I started on a side burner on the gas grill in the backyard. And actually, I started out with that in a skillet. I put that in an iron skillet because that metal's so thin, I didn't want it to scorch. So I found myself when it was about 100 degrees outside, standing over that thing trying to do it. So I was figure out some other way to do this. So I tried moving in under the vent hood and the stove. That didn't go over very well. Too much smoke in the house.
Alright guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe at the bottom. It helps us out so much. And we hope you have a great day. Bye.